So the question today is, why shouldn't I listen to myself when I'm singing? Now, obviously that seems like a very strange question, because how hard is it to not listen to yourself when you're singing? I mean, your ears are right there, right where the sound is made, okay? But the thing is that I'm here to tell you that what you are hearing when you are singing is actually a very distorted version of what you really sound like. And I have proof. The proof is that if you have ever listened to yourself speaking on a recording, does it sound like you? No. It doesn't sound like what you think you sound like. Okay? I sound like my mother. Okay, I don't know who you sound like, but I can guarantee you that it is not the sound that you think when you're actually listening to yourself. And the reason for that is because when you are listening to yourself as you're speaking, what you're hearing is the sound that comes out of your mouth and goes into your ears, combined with the sound that's vibrating in your head. Okay? So that is two very different frequencies that's happening at the same time. Okay? But that is what you hear. That is not what the audience hears. So what happens when you start listening to yourself? Well, you start making micro adjustments to the sound based on what it is that you're hearing. If you are singing something and you hear it and you don't like the way that it sounds, you start changing it in such a way. But the thing is that you are basing those decisions, those micro changes, on two obsolete items. Number one, on the fact that the sound that you're hearing is not actually the sound that's coming out, that the audience is hearing. Okay. And number two, when you start making micro adjustments to the sound, you actually start making these adjustments to tones, notes, words, sounds that actually happened in the past, right? In real time, you can't make micro adjustments as you go, because once you've heard it, you make the decision to change it, and then you change it. That happened several seconds ago. Okay? So, the thing is that what you have to do is you have to stop listening to yourself. Now, one way to do that is that you can sing with earphones or earplugs. Okay? You can plug your ears so that the sound that you're hearing is very muffled and doesn't have anything based in reality to what's actually happening. And then sing from there. What you then do when you take away the sense of hearing is that you start paying attention to the way that it feels. The way that it feels is much, much more important than the way that it sounds to you as you're doing it. All right, so practice by using earplugs or just simply plugging your ears with your fingers. And when you're doing that, then record yourself so that you can then go back and listen to the recording and see how it actually came out. When I do this with my students, when I have them plug their ears and then record themselves, and I say to them, wow, that was absolutely amazing. And of course, they don't believe me until they hear the recording and they're like, oh, that's what that sounded like. And yes, that is the way that sounds like. So stop listening to yourself. You can't trust your ears when you are listening to yourself in real time. Plug your ears and record yourself, and then you will hear how you are actually sounding.